Hello everyone, I am Arunakumar AG, Assistant Professor of English, working at Sri Gavisiddeshwar Arts, Science and Commerce College, Koppal. I welcome you to my lecture entitled From Bhajias to Reliance. It is a prose text prescribed for BCom second sem students of Vijayanagara Sri Krishna Devaraya University, Ballari. This text recollects the life history and achievements made by Indian business tycoon, the founder of Reliance Industries Limited, Dhirubhai Ambani, who has received the second highest civilian award of India, the Padma Vibhushan, posthumously, Dean's Medal from School of Wharton, University of Pennsylvania, and he was also selected as the man of 20th century by FICCI. Dhirubhai Ambani is an evergreen milestone in the history of corporate world, who proved to the whole world that the true spirit and dreams can be achieved through constant efforts. Let me comment on the title From Bhajias to Reliance, which is a great representation of his life's journey, that to a great journey of Ambani's growth and a successive history of Reliance Industries Private Limited. Let us start. The learning objectives of this session are mainly: after this session, one can understand the life and trace out the history of Dhirubhai Ambani and his struggles and achievements in establishing Reliance Industries Limited. One can quote it as fine example for rags to riches. Also, one can understand this as a fine example for a life's journey from zero to hero. This text is prescribed to enable the students in understanding true spirit of Ambani and the positive attitude towards the troubles of life in standing to the test of time. To introduce quite a few words on Ambani's life, he can be seen as a great Indian entrepreneur, business tycoon, as well as the greatest man in reshaping the Indian corporate history, and he is known for his he has built global corporate group by founding India's largest private sector company in 2007. He has started business with only 50,000 rupees and now stood as the second wealthiest family in the world. Dhirubhai Ambani was born on 20th December 1932 to, and he was lived 6th July 2002. Dheeraj Hirachand Ambani was his full name, and he had his very small family, including his father, who was a school teacher, who was supporting his family with five children. Ambani was a very inquisitive boy as well as a very precocious one, and he was interested in knowing the ways of earning made by the others. He has spent his spare time in observing the seller and interacting with consumers. He was also fascinated by the business, and in fact, he was forced to earn the income to support his family. He has started selling bhajias to pilgrims in Mount Girnar, which is located in present Junagadh district, Gujarat. This place is special for Hindus and Jains, where they gather for Girnar Parikram festival. As he was a very inquisitive boy in his school time, he was also very well known for his skipping school and wandering in the market. And soon after his completing high school, at the age of 16, he went Aden and Amen. In order to support the family, he went to this is what the place which I talked about, Junagadh district's Mount Girnar. And after his education, as I told you, he went to Aden and Yemen, the Gulf countries from India. And when he worked there as a gas attendant and a dispatch clerk, Aden started to work for company, a Bessie and company trading firm. Because of his dedicated work within the short span of time, he was promoted to maintain and manage the same station where he had started to work as a clerk. He understood the value of money, power, and influence, how these must be used being a human being. After 10 years of rigorous works and hard work, with his little of saving of 50,000 rupees, he returned to India along with his wife Kokilaben. When he came back to India, he had a little of amount and he thought of setting up his base in South Mumbai. Earlier, with this company, which was working on spices and it was a foreign trade to export and import for them. Later, Ambani started textile market and he has produced the export and import of very good quality of polyester, which is known as nylon, according to the demand of Asian markets. From here onwards, the real breakthrough is poverty. Ambani started to make his moderate profit, and as he wanted to live comfortably, he was not satisfied, fortunately, because when he had little money, he would have settled down in Mumbai with his with a flat and a well luxurious family, and it's a setup. But in 1966, he had thought of two major plans to relegate in his life. One among them, to expand and set up own textile manufacturing unit in Naroda at Ahmedabad. The second one, founding Reliance Industries, which was his greatest dream of his life, with only 15,000 rupees. Among these two plans, he has started to carry out the dream, and within short span, he could be able to see the growth of Reliance Industry Limited. Earlier, as he was started with only spices, later the company has started to work on petrochemicals, refining, and oil, including the gas. The company's growth was not limited to only these three segments. Later, it has also extended to textile, retail business, telecom, and broadband business. And while doing all this, one could have the question, where did he get all the money in order to run all these things? You must be knowing that in the corporate history of India, he is one among the stalwarts who took the help of public issues. Based on the public share, he has started to make his own demand. At the same time, he has also started to supply according to the demand of the people, so that he raised money through equities and debentures. He was very well known at the time of 1975 because in 1975, according to his first dream, that he has established the first textile unit in 1975 and which has launched the first brand Vimal, as you can see on the screen, which was known for suit. Business rate of expansion was high and promising, and he could understand the demand of Asian market also. Textile and technical experts from World Bank certified this unit as excellent, so that the quality market assurance certificate was provided by World Bank, which was a very surprise for Dhirubhai Ambani, the man who struggled at the beginning door to door in order to do this. After having the great success in 1975, Ambani took his dream a step forward. In 1977, he has started to prove his life's greatest year by initial public offering, which was a new idea in the history of Indian corporate world. Over 58,000 public investors have attracted towards the idea of Ambani and came forward to support his dream, which became very famous in marketing, a huge success for Reliance. And one should note that it became very famous because of the convertible debentures, which was very profitable for the investors. At the same time, it was also controversial for the competitors. With this, the company had the largest number of stakeholders in 1980. Ambani proved that he has become the greatest example for the rags to riches, or else, in other words, we can say zero to hero. When he started his business, he was having only 15,000 rupees, but now he has achieved the greatest year of his life. And forwarding, Ambani couldn't be satisfied within the geographical borders of India. Of course, he has started from the very small village of Gujarat and now he reached every home of India. But now he was also a very quiet observer as well as a very sharp planner. That is why his motives have made him and his dream to journey from national to international market. Thus, he grabbed hold of the global market in 1992 and he could be the first one, the first Indian company to raise money not only in India but in the global market also. In 2012, he has 85,000 employees and which was enough to have 5% of the Indian government total tax revenue. The global fortune listed Reliance in top 500 companies. And remember, it is the first Indian company to be listed out by Fortune. The famous fight between the Indian government tax and Ambani's tactics resulted in introducing MAT. And when the government demanded his tax, he could prove and take relief from the tax revenue because he had a lot many shares from debentures. In 1986, Ambani suffered a great heart attack because of the health concern. He handed the Reliance to his sons Mukesh and Anil Ambani. His life story was supported by film and book industry and met with great success. The film Guru on the life of Ambani, who is enrolled by Abhishek Bachchan, was a box office and the great success of box office. At the same time, the two books, which was written by Hamish MacDonald, The Polyester Prince and Ambani and Sons. Of course, The Polyester Prince, because of the controversial content, it was not published, and later Ambani and Sons was published. In 2002, Ambani's great achievement and development of his Reliance took a stop temporarily because Ambani passed away due to the third heart attack, and his death was commemorated by then Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the Prime Minister of India, as quoted, I quote, "The country has lost iconic proof of an ordinary Indian fired by the spirit of enterprise and driven by determination can achieve in his own lifetime." And after this, there was a division in Reliance Industries, out of which Reliance Industries Limited, which was looked after by Mukesh Ambani, and Reliance Anil Dhirubhai Ambani Group, which was looked after by Anil Dhirubhai Ambani. And after that, it cannot be it cannot be questioned that the life of Ambani is not that easily great because he has started his journey from the dust and he reached the highest journey of the life's luxurious time as well as the hardest thing. Ambani finally proves himself a milestone history of zero to hero, created equity cult in the corporate world. Of course, he has set a fine example in initial public offering, and at the same time, he could identify the loophole even in the revenue tax of Indian government. Thus, many of the awards have came to his life achievement to the trade and industries. One shouldn't forget, especially the commerce students shouldn't forget, the lifetime quote of Ambani. Think big, think fast, think ahead. Ideas are no one's monopoly because Ambani's life is not only a role model for Indian corporate world, it is a role model for every dreaming aspirant, one who wants to create his life a very well defined and to live and to support his well-beings. Thus, the present lecture recorded based on the prescribed text. So that thank you for watching this.